Audrey is wont to do. She exceeded her 5 minutes. Rest assured, I won't. I received a call from AFB. I was speechless. I had no idea this was coming. I'm no longer speechless, but I will tell you I kind of tingled all over. High school. I was babysitting a few cute little boys. We were the family through church. One of his name is Bruce and Barb. Last name is Bosch. For those of you in O&M, you say, Big Red? Foundations of O&M? Yep, that Bruce Bosch. One day Bruce called me and said, I need to dig a ditch from my street to the house to put in a new gas line. It was a long distance we had to dig. We're getting ready to do this. He says, a car pulls up and says, oh, by the way, I invited a doctoral student from the University of Pittsburgh to help us dig. I was some high school kid, rural Pennsylvania, doctoral student. Between us friends, I didn't know really what that meant, but I was impressed. Car pulls up, I'll get this really tall, really young doctoral student. I'm in awe. His name, Rick Welsh. Big Red? Yep, that Rick Welsh. The best part of the story is I now know what it means to be a doctoral student. Rick Welsh dug that ditch pro bono. I was paid to dig that ditch. That's a true story. Rick never likes it when they tell me. For those contacts, I was introduced to Western Pennsylvania School for the Blind, as Audrey had indicated. I was volunteering there as a music major, and I was teaching music. I fell in love with the kids, started meeting some of the young faculty, became friendly. They invited me to their local watering hole, nicely called a college dive, the Luna, where we had a few beers, and I met very young and the very dynamic Audrey Smith. My first job in blindness, I was hired by Audrey Smith. My second job in blindness, I was hired by Rick Welsh. My third job in blindness, current job, I was rehired by Audrey Smith. The take-home message for all you young folks out there, don't burn any bridge. You never know when you go back and ask for a job and get one. Dallas, Texas, the Joe Taylor Leadership Institute a couple of years ago. I gave a presentation in cooperation with Karen Wolf and Jane Aaron. At the end of my presentation, I showed the slides of two people, and I said, these are my research heroes, Duane Geruschat and Bill DeLong. I've always looked up to Corinne, metaphorically speaking. She's an icon in our field. If there were a Mount Rushmore, the blindness and low vision research, her image would be chiseled on the side of that mountain. She's prolific, she's dynamic, she's made an incredible contribution to our field. We think differently, we know things that we didn't know before, we speak differently, and we act differently, all because of the work of Duane Geruschat. I looked at that and I said, my goodness, what do I have in common with this incredible woman? And I have the answer. It's spelling. For example, Corinne, 2 R's, 2 N's. Kirchner, is that a CH in there, an SH, or an SCH in there? Duane, D-E, D-U, or D-W? Geruschat, is there a C, an H, an S, maybe a U? And see, some of you look at the program. Don't worry, this isn't my grad school class. I won't ask anyone the answer to the question. If you've ever had the pleasure to spend some personal time with Corinne, you know that she is well-read and is a fascinating conversationalist, has incredible opinions on all sorts of things. When I spend time with Corinne, it's 2 hours, feels like 20 minutes. And in fact, I have a dial on my chest, and I put it in what I call European mode. I take it from 110 to 240, 220. Because I'm afraid that at 110, I'm just going to implode and all the wires are going to become disconnected. The electricity will become rewired. So far, the 220 has worked. So as you can tell, I'm really humbled by receiving this award, named after someone whom I've respected after so many years. I have no idea how AFB selects the winners of these things, but I have a sneaky suspicion that there are advocates behind the scenes. Maureen Matheson, Natalie Hilton, thank you. So, AFB, I appreciate you giving me an award, and I doubly appreciate you giving me this award, because it's named after one of my heroes.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the 2012 Access Awards and Kirchner Research.